But anyway, but they can't, they have found now, and they're talking about this at length. People say Cuba, there's no freedom or discussion or opinion. They're a very opinionated people, and they're discussing it in the media, everywhere, in the workplace, that they cannot keep providing all of these services if the production does not meet the needs. And one problem is, one of the measures of the special period in the early 90s was, for the first time they allowed Cubans to get money from abroad. There's a large percentage of Cubans, not a large percentage, a considerable amount of people who have family members in Miami and other parts of the US and other countries. And it used to be before 1993 that Cubans could not have possession of any foreign currency. And that's true in a lot of countries to protect their very weak economies. Cubans were not allowed to own dollars. It was against the law. And Fidel, in his speech in 1993, said, we're going to have to accept all kinds of changes so people can survive. And now we're going to let Cubans send money to their families in Cuba. And they also said, it's going to create some inequality. I mean, they were frank about it. But they said if 1 million people can get money from their families to take care of their essentials, it's 1 million people who will be able to make it through this period. And they said, we also know that Cubans will share with each other. But what is created now, in some instances, enough to cause some problems, is that a lot of Cubans, if you get enough money from your family, you just don't go to work. There used to be a law in Cuba before 1993 that all males over the age of 18 had to work. They had to either be in the military, the police, or be in work. Now that's not required. And, frankly, it's not a consumer society. People don't go spend the weekend shopping like we do here. They don't buy a lot of consumer items. I mean, they'd like to have more. It'd be nice to have more, but they don't. And so they stated a statistic this year that there's 189,000 people, mostly young people, who are neither in school or working. And at the same time, if you're getting all the services, which is very costly, healthcare is free, but it's expensive to get the equipment, for the medicine, everything you have to provide, the training of medical doctors. It's not like out of the air. Neither is schooling, neither is the housing they have to provide, neither is everything else that people get. And the workers who are in productive work are saying, if there's going to be cutbacks, people have to all go to work. They've been exhorting people. Everyone has to go to work and help build up the economy and grow food. And that's not happening. And they're reaching a point now, which is what happened with this announcement yesterday, that the economy could collapse if they don't make some drastic changes. And the state can no longer provide for what they consider to be inflated work forces in factories that are running at a huge deficit. I mean, that's the basics of economics in our country right now. What they're going to do is allow people to have more self-employment, and they're urging more and more people to go into the fields. They want more people to go into agriculture because there's a great underuse of land, and the cost of food is too high in the world. They're concerned about the blockade getting increased, and they frankly feel that they have to be able to become self-sufficient in food. They're also working to eliminate, as much as they can, any medicines that they import. They're very famous for their biotechnology and medicine, and they're working on developing medicines that they no longer have to get from other countries. So basically, with the announcement yesterday of 500,000 layoffs is going to take place starting next year, they're going to shut down a lot of operations that they cannot sustain any longer. But I think for us in the United States, it's very, very important to know the role of the United States government in trying to bring down Cuba. While Cuba, on the other hand, has never diminished its solidarity with other peoples who need more help, like the assistance they give all over the world. I was in New Orleans 6 days after Katrina, and we were there trying to help people there. I made a film that intended to give a message that the people were heroes and not looters, because it was a very dangerous message that was going out. set up the Common Grounds, you know, collective there. And we made it into downtown, we made it past the police guards and everything into downtown New Orleans. And I got a phone call from one of my media friends, you know, one of my journalist friends in Cuba, and he said, Gloria, I know you're in New Orleans, because I told him I was going to New Orleans, and they said, we are right now in the convention center in Havana. He said, there's 1,100 doctors here in the convention center. Those doctors had each 35 pounds of medicine strapped onto 2 backpacks, each one of them, 1,100 doctors. And they were all prepared. They were like this force that was, right when Katrina hit, Fidel Castro sent a secret message to Bush and said, we have these 1,100 doctors, including psychiatrists. We have 3 mobile hospitals. We can make it into New Orleans in 5 hours as soon as you give us permission. We just want to help. And he gave a secret message to Bush so that Bush wouldn't feel like, you know, save me some face if I let you come in. Well, it never happened. And so on that 6th day, Fidel made this public announcement. We are offering the people of New Orleans the assistance that they need. We can make it in 5 hours. And we urge the people to tell their government, let us in. And that's really a tragedy. That's just symptomatic of what we don't know about Cuba. And how we, you know, even in the left, people go, yeah, well, you know, they're really unhappy and this and that. Well, they're struggling. But I'll tell you, I think the more we learn about them, the more that we challenge the blockade and the travel ban and go for ourselves, I think that it will give us the kind of tools and information for our own struggle here, because I think we need to defeat the system that has brought so much misery and genocide in the world, which is capitalism in the United States. So I'm going to end it there for questions. I'm sorry if I talk too long. But I want to give you some background.
Right here.
Yeah, let's give her a hand first.